So welcome back, and we are back on the 2013 BMW X6M. In a previous video, the customer requested me to diagnose the air suspension, and unfortunately, without having the scan tool and the right wiring diagram for it, I wasn't able to fully diagnose it. In fact, my initial diagnosis was not correct. It was just a guess, and I explained that to the customer, and I didn't charge him for anything like that. I just told him, hey, this is what I think it could be, but I wouldn't recommend buying it. And it was the control module for the system. He found one real cheap on eBay for like 20 bucks, popped it in, still didn't work. But like I talked about in the end of that video, I wound up talking to the customer more, and that's when I got the whole story about it. And in a nutshell, when the air suspension motor failed, he went ahead and changed the air ride sensors, which were these right over here. But the issue is that he changed them with these cheap Amazon ones, which were like $20 a piece. They're garbage and they don't work out of the box. When he told me about that, I said, do you have the original ones? He goes, yes, I still have the original ones. So I went ahead, popped in the original ones, and the system came back to life. Now the motor did go bad. We did pop in a new one from FCP Euro. We popped in the original sensors, and like I said, the system came back to life, but this airbag is completely blown. So we're gonna have to swap this one out. The passenger one, I'm sure that one's not too far behind. We'll see, but as soon as the system starts coming to life, you hear it just pouring out air. Now, we picked this up also from FCP Euro. Here's the part number, I guess, or the information for it. In case you're curious, I think it's like $200. They're not cheap. And I did tell them, hey, this might work, but we might find out we might need the passenger one. The whole goal of this is to get it drivable so they can take it and trade it in. And at least if the suspension is kind of holding up and looking somewhat decent, they might be able to get a little more money than compared to what they might offer. But that's what they want to do. That's their saga or whatever. But we need to dive into this. So I went ahead, put this on a jack stand. Let's get this tire off and dive in. These are 17. So there's our airbag. And it's actually not as intimidating as one may think. So let's see if we can get the shot. Where's the money shot? Actually, no, it's right up here. So let's see. Right here is the airbag, and underneath, there it is, right over there. It's kind of when it pops in, it has these little tabs. I just take because this one is junk, I just take a flathead screwdriver, pop it with a hammer, pops right up, and then this thing should slide down. Don't rip it out because there is a airline for it. We'll have to unscrew it, but it should give us enough slack. I can get some better lights in. Get you folks to see what's going on. So right through here, now the system doesn't have any air in it, so it doesn't have pressure. There we go. Bingo. And this is that airline I was telling you about. Now this is a 10 millimeter. A little tight to get in here, but it's doable. There we go. There we go. Pop this out. Okay. That could kind of hang right over here. So this is our old one. And it was just pouring air right out this bottom right over here. And you can see the dry rot. And for some reason, it's kind of wonky there. So maybe that's where it just blew out. I don't know. But I do know that leaks. I mean, it mostly looks the same. That matches up. That matches up. Yeah, that matches up. Now, instructions, I will read these because I don't want to install this incorrectly. Tells you to go to their website. Air springs inflated without following the manufacturer's specifics. Yada, yada, yada. Don't remove or take out. So we have it like this. So first thing first, we need to OE airline fitting, slide the threaded portion, slide the air fitting off. So pretty much we need to take this out, and this slides right in. Okay. So I guess first things first, we gotta take that off. Which, I mean, how hard is it to get this coupling off? Let's try to pull with this, see if that works. Which I really don't think that's gonna work. Now I got it, just gave it a little squeeze on one side and I kind of opened it up. No, that didn't do anything. Okay, that worked. Now this comes out. Okay. And now we need to slide you in. So I'm just sliding it through that groove there. And then pop this out. I think this just slides in. Now it's kind of hard to show some bad camera angles, but that just kind of snaps in there, which is now you get the fun part of setting this in. There's a little tab that's going to rest on, and it only goes in one way, so you can see. Probably can't see anything, but right there, it's a little tab that sticks out, and that's where it sits. And then this thing has to snap in. Okay. All right, I made a mistake in that last part. So, didn't realize this. Well, I was aware of this, but this actually gets clocked into the tower that it sits in. And once you align it, you turn it, and that locks it in place. Did not know that until I couldn't figure out how to get it on. But in a nutshell, you pop it up, and once you get in there, you turn it counterclockwise, and that locks it in place. And that also sets this right over here. You probably can't see it, but the little divot that goes into this part right over here. So pop it in there, align it, turn it counterclockwise, that locks it in place. and you're good to go. So that's how that goes installed. And then when we bring this down, which I'm not sure how that's going to line up, I have to figure something out. Maybe I could take the jack and lift this up and kind of make sure that it feeds into place. Not sure. I'll have to do a little homework on that. All right, success. Where's my light? There it is. As you can see, I went ahead and jacked it up right underneath here, and this thing compressed. So by doing that, I was actually able just to kind of line it. You could do it as a one-man job. Two-man would make it easier. I was able to line it up and snap it in place. So that seems to be in place. Now the real test. Let's bring it down. Oh yeah, we're golden. So that's installed. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead, pop the tire on, and see if the thing comes back to life. Well, this is exciting. Pump is on, and the car is inflating, or rising. Ah, sweet. Let's check the other side. It just did it automatically. Yeah. Now I don't have that Carolina squat anymore. So that's going up. Everything looks good in the front. Checking to see if I hear any leaks. I don't. It might have fixed this one. Let's fire up. BMW, you're too fancy. Alright. Let's see. Okay, unlock. Take it for a spin. Let's make sure nothing else pops out. But so far, it's holding air, and the ride feels so much better. I'll tell you what though, I don't know if you see on the camera, but that overhead display is kind of cool. I mean, BMWs are nice, they got these fancy features, but I'll tell you what, when they break, they break. Oh no, wait. I thought it said level system malfunction. Alright. I thought it said level system malfunction. Maybe it did. But it was also yelling at me to fasten my seatbelt, which I did that too. This car makes all types of noises. I think the tires are not the best. This thing has been sitting for a while. It's running rough. Power steering is suspicious. The brakes, I mean, they're sort of there. Okay, it's shifting. I got an exclamation point. Level system malfunction. Why? All right, let's get back to the house. You see, it just went away. It was there, now it went away. So it could be that that passenger airbag is, you know, that rear airbag, whatever you call them, might be on its way out. Maybe it's leaking, or maybe it's calibrating, but it comes and goes. So we're back at the house, and it's holding air, and I don't hear any leaks, which I guess that's a good thing. Because before you would hear it going psst. So I will say that it's fixed. That was definitely blown. But it's weird because this side over here is really high. And I'm not sure how to fix that. Maybe there's a setting. I'll let the customer know. Maybe they could teach me about that. But it's kind of hard to tinker with that without a scan tool. With these cars, you need to have a good bidirectional scan tool. I don't have one. Hopefully in the future I can get one. I fixed the issue. The initial complaint was the motor went bad, which we replaced the motor, and then the motor wouldn't come on. And the reason for that was they put those aftermarket sensors, which were junk, which caused a lot of issues. Putting the original sensors on led us to find that the driver's airbag over there was blown. I'm pretty sure this one's not too far behind. Maybe it has a small leak. I don't know. But either way, customers should be happy. And as far as BMWs, they're nice. They're cool. They're fancy, but not my cup of tea. I like something a lot simpler, cheaper, and easier to work on. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, OEM parts. Use OEM parts. And don't throw the parts cannon. Have the right tools. Saves you a lot of money. And you get the job done right. So, let's go fix something else.